Hello, my name is AJ. I'm your HYPOXiX coach for today, and we have level 2.4 HYPOXiX deep squat. This is a level 2 mobility exercise and a level 4 engaged released mobility breathography. This is a really interesting combination of the engaged exhale and also released stacked inhales, where we're performing our 6 stacked inhales for today. Oof, this is good. This is toasty. This is very toasty with this one, meaning we're releasing our pelvic floor, we're releasing our abs when we do those 6 stacked inhales. We're using our ab ribbon as tactile feedback as we fill our lungs. We're working on our lung capacity. Let's get into our stance, and then we'll practice that breathography for today before we go into it. So it's a 3-foot stride length. We're 3-foot stride length because that's where we're going to be when we get to our deep squat on the ground. And this is what we're heading towards with these strategic levels, the gradual levels of the HYPOXiX deep squat. Now, I'm on an apple box today, about 12 inches off the ground. In contrast to level 1, I was higher up on a normal standard seat. That's the main difference between level 1 and level 2. If you don't have an apple box, a step stool, maybe with some yoga blocks on it or something like that. That's just a bit lower to the ground. Now we're going to connect our hands to our, in level 1 we were here. In level 2, if you can hinge forward without moving in the low back and connect your elbows to your knees and press your knees back to adequately mobilize the inner thighs to get us prepped to get down to a deep squat, please do that. Put your hand on your low back. When you hinge forward, there should be no rounding of the low back as you move forward in front of the sit bones and toward the pubic bone. If there is, meet yourself where you're at. Don't compromise your low back. Don't round in your low back to get forward here. Just start in a fully seated upright position. Now, for our footwork, we are lifted in the arches of our feet, like there's blueberries in our arches. You want to lift here. That protects the knee joint, keeps our knees back and our glutes on. Also, foot tripods, big toe, pinky, heel, driving into the ground, and the feet are pulling together. So if the floor is slippery, the feet would pull together just like that. So we're hinged forward, pushing back, blueberries, and our vision. We're working those eyeball muscles. We're working our nervous system by getting specific with our visual field. So we're finding a point on our right, a point on our left. We're taking it in, we're locking it in, and we're relaxing our eyes while we perform this mobility exercise, which is going to enhance the muscle's response to our, to our efforts. So it's worth it. Panoramic view. Now, let's practice our breath cycle. Big inhale and blow. Loosen your ribbon. Stacked 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's nice practicing it in the release position because you can feel your pelvic floor release in between your sit bones. So this is something I also teach. I teach postpartum women this breathing method as well, so you can feel the difference between a contraction of the pelvic floor and a release of the pelvic floor. Now we have 4 of those in a row. One more component. On the soft shish and loud shish, those last 2 breath stages of your engaged exhale, you're going to lift your hips up off of the seat if you can, and also stay up on your stacked inhales. Now, we're doing this because we're developing endurance in the legs, stamina in the legs as we mobilize them. That's the definition of mobility, is flexibility, is strength in your flexibility, strength in your range of motion. And this is what we're developing gradually so that we can get down to the ground and have the endurance in our legs, the stamina, the mobility, and the balance to be able to sit in a deep squat. Okay, so that's the goal here. Okay, so we're forward. And it looks like this on soft shish, loud shish, and we stay here without any movement in the pelvis or the back as we go to our stacked inhales. If you can't get up, start on the seat and you are doing wonders for your body, even just in the seated position, and then over time, get to that more advanced version where you're coming off your seat. Don't move to level 3 until you have the stamina, you've developed the stamina to be able to come off the seat on the soft shish and loud shish and stay off on those stacked inhales, okay? So let's take it, big inhale, and blow. Stacked, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, blow. Stacked, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stacked, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stacked, 1, 2, 3, 4, push back, 5, 6. Wow. If you do that every morning, holy moly, that is also an increase, a metabolic booster. Amazing, amazing work.